A judge said that any element of tragedy is entirely your own fault as he sentenced Huhne, the former Liberal Democrat Party leadership contender, and Vicky Pryce to 8 months imprisonment each for perverting the course of justice. Greek-born senior economist Pryce agreed in 2003 to take penalty points on her driving license that Huhne had incurred for speeding, in a bid to help her then-husband avoid a driving ban. The crime would have gone undetected had Pryce not embarked on a quest for vengeance 8 years later after he left her for a bisexual female election campaign aide. Sentencing the pair at Suffolk Crown Court in London, Judge Nigel Sweeney said the pair had stellar careers at the time of the offence and no doubt you thought you'd get away with it. The judge told Huhne, who was Energy and Climate Minister in Britain's coalition government from 2010 until his resignation last year, that he had fallen from a great height. Huhne pleaded guilty at an earlier hearing and the judge said he had reduced his sentence by 10% for that. Pryce pleaded not guilty using the defense of marital coercion but was found guilty by a jury last week. An earlier trial had failed to reach a verdict. The judge said Pryce had an implacable desire for revenge, adding that her not guilty plea showed she had a controlling, manipulative and devious side. "You have both been brought to justice for your joint offense," he said. "Any element of tragedy is entirely your own fault." The shamed former couple were side by side in the dock as they were sentenced. Neither showed any emotion and apart from a brief glance from Huhne towards his ex-wife they made no contact with each other before they were taken down to start their jail terms. Both will likely only serve for months behind bars. The sentences were the climax to a sorry saga of revenge and family breakdown that played out in the courtroom during the trial. Huhne abruptly left Pryce for his publicist Irina Trimum just shortly after the May 2010 general election that saw the centrist Liberal Democrats enter a coalition government with Prime Minister David Cameron's centre-right Conservatives. Their affair was exposed in the News of the World, Rupert Murdoch's now-defunct weekly tabloid. Huhne broke the news to his wife of 26 years and mother of his 3 children during halftime of a World Cup football match. They divorced the following year. Pryce apparently became obsessed with getting revenge on Huhne and the court heard it with a lawyer friend she could up a plot to nail her ambitious ex-husband by revealing the speeding points scam. Allegations that Huhne passed speeding points to an unidentified person ran into British newspapers in May 2011. Huhne and Pryce were both arrested and were charged with perverting the course of justice in February 2012. Pryce's defense of coercion relied on arguments that he had pressured her to accept the points. She also told the trial that during their marriage he bullied her and demanded she have an abortion. Pryce received glowing references during the trial from people including John Scarlett, the former head of Britain's Foreign Intelligence Service MI6. The toll the case had taken on their family was also revealed in painful detail during the trial. It emerged that Huhne had become estranged from his son who excoriated him for what he had done in a series of searing texts. Pryce's daughter from a previous marriage also backed her against Huhne. Huhne stood down from the cabinet last year to fight the allegations. He resigned his seat in Parliament on February 5 after pleading guilty. At one point Huhne could potentially have been Deputy Prime Minister. He lost to the current holder of the post Nick Clegg in a Liberal Democrat leadership election in 2007 by around 500 votes. But he now joins a hall of shame of jailed British politicians that includes former Conservative Minister Jonathan Aitken, who was imprisoned for perjury in 1999, and former Conservative Deputy Chairman Geoffrey Archer, who was jailed for the same offence in 2001. The Liberal Democrats held Huhne's seat in Scilly, southern England, in a by-election on February 28 in which the anti-EU UK Independence Party beat the Conservatives into third place.